How would you like to get more bookings without spending a lot of money? In this video, I'm going to show you how by adding a chatbot to your website might help you convert new customers. Hi, my name is Joshua, and in this video, I'm going to go over the benefits of adding an AI-powered chatbot to your hotel website. Now, before we go any further, I think we need to clarify what's the difference between adding a chat plugin and a chatbot. Most of us is familiar with going to a website and seeing a live chat that you could chat with an agent. Now, that's not what we're talking about here. Now, the difference with a chatbot is where you're able to set predefined answers to questions. So when persons interact with the chat interface, it's able to provide those answers without requiring a human intervention. So the question is, do we need to choose between a chatbot and a live chat? Not exactly. Most chatbots allow you to customize your answers, and if those answers don't meet the customer's needs, then they could transfer over to a live chat that could go ahead and answer those questions that weren't able to be answered. But you could start seeing how useful this can be. What if you're not able to answer those questions? Maybe based on the time zone, the customers that are trying to book, while you are sleeping, they're up and trying to get the answer. Having a chatbot there to answer those questions, it's an excellent way to convert bookings, especially when you're not available. So let's take a closer look. So the chatbot I'm going to be demonstrating today comes from Tidio. The reason why I chose this one is because it offers a free version with a lot of great features. So here am I on the home page. If you go to pricing and you come down, you'll notice with the free version, you get up to 3 chat operators. You get 500 emails, and I didn't mention that, but Tidio is not just a chatbot. It offers emailing features as well. So within the free version, you could send up to 500 emails monthly. You get 100 unique reachable visitors with the free version, but it's a great place to start. Some of the others I've checked sometimes starts with about 30 unique visitors. But if you start seeing this help you convert, then moving up to a paid version like $18 a month is not that bad, especially if this is helping you convert bookings when you're not available, while your operators could actually focus on other channels like your telephone. I like the fact that it comes with both a desktop and a mobile app, so you could monitor your chat while you're on the go. I'm going to place a link to this in the description of this video. It is an affiliate link. Yes, I know this is free, but in the event that you later decide to upgrade to a paid version, I will get a small commission for doing so. That will go towards us continuing to make free content like this. Again, you don't need to use that link, but just letting you know. Let me give you a quick idea what this looks like because I actually have this configured on my website. So if you go to joshuahoststroke.com and you look to the bottom right hand corner, you will see this little chat icon here. It says chat with me. Now if you click on it, it brings you to a menu that's asking, do you want to create a new website, maybe upgrade your existing website or level up your marketing? If you click on create a new website, it shows you a menu of 2 of my most recent video tutorials, and if you click on these, it will take you to those video tutorials. However, you could choose to go back and it gives you the option to access the FAQ again and allows you to go and answer a different question. You could see how useful that can be, and that's a simple implementation. You could do a lot more. So let's create a new account, and I'm going to show you how you could configure this to your existing website. So from the Tidio website, we're going to choose the option to use Tidio for free, and we're going to create a free account by using an email. So let's click on email. So you're going to enter an email address, password, and your website. I'm going to be using this demo website that I created from scratch. And if you're looking for a tutorial how you could build this website, I'm going to link that in the description as well. So let's fill out the information. Okay, I'm going to agree to the terms and condition, and I'm just going to choose create a free account. So here we're going to configure the live chat. You're going to enter your name. I'm just going to name this the name of the website. And you could choose your color scheme. If the basic colors don't fit what you're looking for, you could click this icon here. You could choose a color that comes close to your branding, or you could choose a custom color that fit your specific branding. For the benefit of this website, I'm going to choose this orange color that's close to my brand color. You could select the language for your chat. I'm going to leave it as English and choose continue. Here they ask you for some personalized information. So you could choose your company size. You could select how many operators will be working on this project. I will say in this case 1, but with a free version you'll get up to 3, so you could choose up to 3, but I'm going to choose 1. And you could choose your country. In my case, I'm going to choose Trinidad and Tobago. And what industry are you in? I'm just going to choose services. We could then answer the question what we would like to do with Tidio. I'm going to say I want to increase sales. I also want to automate conversations, as well as I want a live chat. If all of them applies to you, you could go ahead and choose all, but I'm just going to choose these 3 and then choose continue. Here it gives you the option to customize this message, but I'm going to show you how we could do this from scratch to fit our hotel website. So I'm just going to select the third option to greet warmly for now, and I'll click continue. Now at this stage is where we need to install the code on our website. This is probably the most technical part of this walkthrough, but I'm going to show you 2 ways in how you could do this. And the second way is the one I would recommend because it's easier and it's probably going to create less issues in the event you got to do any changes to your website. So you're going to choose the option that says show me the code. And in our case, we're using a WordPress website, so we're going to choose WordPress. And here it tells us that you could log into your WordPress admin, go to appearance on your theme editor, and under your theme files, we're looking for footer, and then we're going to be copying this code that we have here. So I'm going to highlight the code and copy it, and I'm going to go to the back end of our website. Now I'm showing you this method, but this is not the method I'd recommend. So if you go to appearance and you will choose theme editor and you are looking for your footer. So here is the theme footer just before the last body tag. You will come there, you could press enter to create a space and you would paste the code there. And then you just have to click update file and save it. But that's not the way I would recommend that you do so. I would recommend that we use a simple plugin. The name of the plugin is Simple Custom CSS and JS. I will place a link to this plugin in the description as well. So this is a free plugin. It has over 4.5 star and it allows you to add codes to your header and footer without you messing with your actual theme. So let's look at how we could install this plugin. So if I go back to my backend, and I'm going to go to plugins. I'm not going to save this. I'm just going to click leave. Let's click add new. And we're going to type the name of the plugin here, which is Simple Custom CSS and JS. And we could press enter. So this is the one that we want to install from silkypress.com. Let's choose install now and we'll activate. We'll see it install a menu on the left of the screen. Let's just select it and we'll choose the option to add an HTML code. Let's give it a name. We'll call it Tidio. On the right of the screen is going to ask us where on the page you want to place this, and we're going to choose the footer. It's also going to ask where in the site. Do you want to place it in the front end or in the admin section? Now we want the chat to be on the front end where our customers are going to see it, so we're going to leave it as front end, and we're going to click to the bottom section, and we could click below the comment and just paste it there. Once you're finished pasting it, just click publish. Things don't always go right when you're trying to add things to your website, but a lot of times if you go to your host and ask them what does this mean, so I use Namehero for hosting this particular website. When I went to the support, they said most likely it's a security feature to help protect you from any malicious type of HTML code. So what I had to do, so I'm going to walk you through what I did to resolve this problem. So I had to go to the cPanel of my website and I scrolled down to the security section and I was looking for mod security and I was told to turn this off temporarily. So I just chose off. Now let's go back and try that again. We're going to enter the information again. We're going to choose footer, leave it as front end, and let's paste the code again and let's choose publish. There you go, it's now saved. Let's go back to all codes and we're now seeing it there, but let's change the title. I'm not sure why the title didn't save. Let's type the name again and choose update. Okay, it's now saved. So if I go back to all custom code, I'm now seeing it there. So let's go back to Tidio and continue the process. So now that that's finished updating, let's choose continue. So we've done this step already. So again, we went to WordPress and it's saying that the code is not installed properly. So here it is that you sometimes need to make sure that it refreshes. So if you're using some sort of cache plugin or so on, you want to make sure that you give it enough time for it to reflect that the code is now on your website. I'm just going to go back to my website and make sure that I've cleared any cache so that you could see that the code is actually installed properly. Okay, so I could see that it just took a few minutes, and I'm now seeing the chatbot on the front end of my website. I now have the option to type a message, but I want to do a lot more than this. I would like to create a frequently asked section that allows me to answer some of the most common questions I know my guests might be asking when they visit my page. So let's go back to Tidio now, and we're going to add that. However, before I proceed, if you're getting value out of this content, why not like this video and click the subscribe button, and while you're at it, click the notification bell, so when I post more videos like this, you'll be notified. But let's continue. And I want to go through the steps of how do we build our own chatbot with that frequently asked questions. To do that, you'll see a section here that says chatbots. Let's click on it. And we have our first chatbot here, which is just to welcome our new visitors, but we want to do a lot more than that. So you can create a chatbot from scratch. We could edit this one. You could also scroll down and choose some of the ready-made templates as well. So you will see they have options like to generate leads, to enhance your communication. So if you have a restaurant, you have an option of creating a frequently asked question bot for your restaurant. But as I said, we're going to create ours from scratch so that I could show you how you could actually do this. So I'm going to choose the option that says add from scratch. To create a chatbot, what you'll be doing is combining what they call nodes. There are three types of nodes. The first one is a trigger, which basically represents what the customer will be doing. Are they going to be visiting the site for the first time? Maybe they clicked on something. So it's something that's going to trigger the chatbot to go into action. The second type of node is a condition. So you could set certain conditions that might take place for you to then respond. And the last one is an action. So that's where you may respond to the question. You could send an email or some form of action that you would like to take place. So we'll start with a trigger and we will do an action. We don't necessarily need to do a condition for this example. And we're going to click the option that when the visitors click on the bots button. And here we're going to choose the option for a decision quick reply. So we'll just drag it into the window. And this section allows us to create a frequently asked questions. Let's name it FAQ, and below where it says type in a quick reply, we're going to ask the common questions here. So for example, let's say the first question is answering what's our check-in and check-out time. The second question we could answer is if we offer a wedding package. So I just want to shorten this that you could see the entire question no matter the view that you're in. So I'm just going to say any wedding packages. And the last question is adding a question about our rates. Once I'm finished, I could close this window. Once I've closed the window, I can now add additional actions to answer these questions. So the first one, I could just use the send a chat message to just answer that basic question. To connect the bot, you simply hover your mouse over the action and you'll notice these dots appear. Just click on one of them and drag it and connect it to the other. And it will ask you which question you want to answer. So it lists the question for you. So here I want to answer the first question, check-in or check-out time. If I click on the chat message, it now allows me to answer that question. So here I'm going to type my answer to that question. Once you're finished entering your answer, just close that box. Now I'm going to give you a demonstration of another action. So to answer the second question, we could use a decision button. Let's click it and drag it to the window. So let's connect the second box by hovering our mouse over the action. Come down to the second point and drag it below. And we'll notice it gives us the question that we're trying to answer, but we could always choose between the two remaining questions. And in this case, I'm going to answer if we offer any wedding packages. So I'll select it. Let's click on the button to answer the question. So here, if we go to the website, we'll notice in our services section, we do have several wedding packages provided. So if I go to services and I scroll down on my page, I would like to link the guest to our wedding packages section that shows the beach wedding package and the poolside package or so on. So the link to that is this shortcut right here. So if I right click on that and I could copy the link address. Let's go back to the panel and we're going to type our answer here. So I've entered a brief description, and then I'm going to add a button here. So I'm going to just enter a description for the button, and I have the option to add an additional action button. However, I want to add a URL. So I've just copied the address to the different wedding packages, and I'm just going to paste it here. Once I'm finished, I could click close. And the last one I'm going to show you is how you could add a decision card that will display more than one option to the prospective guest in one window. And we're going to choose the decision card. Now we should only have one option left, so if we just hover our mouse over it and drag it down, so that should be the last option, and connect it, it's not going to ask us for any option because it's the last one. So we're answering the question, what is the nightly rate? So here it is. We could go back to our website, and if we look at the different accommodations that we have in this website, we'll see that we have 3 different accommodations, and we could create a link to each one of those accommodations. So let's do that. So let's click on the decision card button, and we'll notice it actually gives us an option to add an image, a title, and a brief description. So let's do that quickly. We're going to click on the image icon. I'm going to select an image representing the first villa, and we're going to add the title. So if I go back to the page, I'm going to use this title here and a brief description. And the URL. I'm just going to right click and copy the link address for that villa. And then we could add an extra button that will be much clearer if they want to see that villa. So let's choose see more details. And we could link it to the same URL. We could now click the plus button to add the 2 additional villas. So I'm going to do that now, and we'll catch up once I finish adding these additional 2. Now that I've entered the 3rd one, I've just realized I really didn't answer the question. We're really supposed to be entering what's the nightly rate. So I did enter the description, but I did not include the nightly rate amount. So let's go back and enter that information very quickly. So we're seeing that the periwinkle is $1,300 per night. So let's make sure we enter that information, and we could enter it right in the description if we want. All right, so I'm just entering it in the description. Now the last thing we want to do is to close the message, but we want the person to be able to return to the beginning, so in the event that they would like to get these options again. So to do that, we want to add a button for them to ask a question or to go back to the beginning. So I'm going to click add a button, and I'm just going to type go back, and I'm going to leave this as an action. I will do the same for the other 2. Okay, and I'll close that. I'm going to do the same for the decision button and close that. So the last thing I want to do is to end the chat. By coming to the bottom, I'm going to add this button that says chat with bot ended. So I'm now going to finish off each of these by dragging a button from the first one to the ending of that chat. It's just going to ask me which one of them we want to close off, and we're going to do the same for all of them. I'll do the same for the decision, and finally for the message. Let's give this chatbot a name, and we're just going to call it FAQ and let's click save. Same thing here, we're going to give this a name, and finally save again. And it's asking us to please name it. We've given it a name, and what would you like to do with this bot? And we're going to select the option I want to answer visitors' questions, and let's click save. And finally, we're going to activate your bot. So we'll notice we have the FAQ there, and we have the welcome. Just before we close this off, we're also going to add a few more triggers. So we would like to add a trigger for visitors that first visit the site. We could add this one. And we're also going to add in action for visitors that return to the site, because this will be our main chatbot. So the one that we had greeting our customers, we could remove that one because we're already seeing that it's telling us that we've added one of these already. So we're going to save this for now. And the initial welcome new visitors, we're going to remove this one because we only want to have one main chatbot that's answering the questions. So let's go now and test this in an incognito window. And I'm going to go to the website and press enter. Alright, so we notice our FAQ pops up and it asks us the question, check in our checkout time. Let's click on the first one. And it comes up and it gives us the answer. So the check-in time is 3 p.m. and the checkout time is 11 a.m. However, we're very flexible, so let us know any questions that you may have. And it ends the chat and it gives us the option for us to either continue with the FAQ bot, or we could ask a question and it will allow us to turn over to a live chat. But if I choose this again, it gives me the option to answer an additional question like, is there any wedding packages? And it shows me that we have several wedding packages. Do you want to see more details? If I click this option, it takes me to the section with the different wedding packages. So I could come there and I could choose the different wedding packages. And I have the option to go back. Great, so I now have the FAQ bot again that I could either ask another question. So what is your nightly rates? So here it shows me a nice photo, it gives me the nightly rates and it tells me information about it, and I could see more details. I could also scan through and see the different properties that I have. If I want to see more details about this particular property, I could just click on see more details and it now takes me to that particular booking where I could go through, see all the details about the booking and then book the property. And this is just the beginning. There is so much more you could do. So I'm just giving you a very rough walkthrough of how you could build this from scratch. You could answer a lot more questions and go through the different chatbots you actually can create. I also find Tidio does a very good job of their knowledge base. So if you want to find out more information about how you could design other chatbots yourself, you could go to the knowledge base section and it will go through step by step how you could create one of these chatbots for your hotel website. That is how you add a chatbot to your hotel website. I know at some point it got a little technical, but hopefully you're able to get all the way through and configure your first chatbot for your hotel website. Now, if you want to connect with me and other hospitality providers, I want you to look for the link in the description for a private group where I'm going to be able to share more tips like this and some of my advice. So join the group so that we could get connected. If you're also looking for a step-by-step walkthrough of how to build your own hotel booking website, you could watch the next video that's going to be recommended for you. If you haven't already done so, now is a good time to like the video, click subscribe and choose the notification bell so when I post more videos like this, you'll be notified. I'll see you in the next one.